Hi students, good morning. Let us discuss today about some of the electron displacement effect of covalent bond also, because we know that in organic molecule, so far we concerned only about covalent molecule, right? So covalent bonds are present in the organic molecules. So let us see the electron displacement effect in covalent bonds. Okay, so the first one is inductive effect. So what do you mean by inductive effect? Let us see that at first. What is inductive effect? It's a polarization of sigma bond. Okay, inductive effect means the polarization of sigma bond. Okay, a sigma bond. And when an electronegative atom or a group withdraw electron pair of sigma bond towards it. So here you see this is an electron withdrawing group. Okay, so whenever a electron withdrawing group is present in a carbon chain, what will happen? This is highly electronegative than this carbon atom. So it will withdraw more electron towards it. Based on the electronegativity. Electronegativity means a shared pair of bond is attracted towards the atom. Okay, so this is having high electronegativity. So this shared pair of electron will be attracted more towards it. So what will happen? This will get a positive charge. Since it is having a positive charge, it has a tendency to attract this shared pair of electron towards it. So again, it will get a positive charge. So, but the amount of positive charge it is getting is decreased here. So the inductive effect also will decrease in this way. Clear? So polarization of sigma bond. This is the sigma bond. So polarization of sigma bond when an electronegative atom. See, this is electronegative atom or group. Withdraw electron pair of sigma bond towards it. So that is called the inductive effect. So we understand that polarization is transmitted through sigma bond and it is a permanent effect because it is permanent dipole is creating in the molecule so that it is a permanent effect. And we understand that when moving from here to here, that effect is going to decrease. Okay, so that is polarization. Sorry, that is inductive effect. Now let us see some of the salient features. Already we discussed what are the salient features of inductive effect. Okay, it arises due to electronegativity difference. We understood that there was electronegativity difference, right? If you are taking CH3, CH2, CH2X, Cl, there is electronegativity difference between the carbon and chlorine. So then only this effect will be there, inductive effect. It is transmitted through the sigma bond. So the condition is it is not a pi bond, it is transmitted through sigma bond. No pi bonds are involved. So the magnitude of inductive effect decreases when we are moving from this place to this place. That is left to right. Sorry, right to left. If we are moving, what will happen? The inductive effect that is going to decrease. It is a permanent effect. Very important. It's permanent effect. It may create permanent dipole in the molecule so that it is a permanent effect. In general, the inductive effect is relatively weak. So many other effects we are going to study now. But the inductive effect, if we are comparing with other effect, inductive effect is weak. Okay, and it influences the chemical property and physical property of the molecule. Okay, understand? And there are two types of substituents. Okay, inductive effect is related to the ability of substituents. So the substituents may either withdraw or donate electron density to the attracted carbon atom, attached carbon atom. So if we have a group, suppose CH3, CH2, CH2, Cl. So this group, we know that it will be attracting the electron, the shared pair of electron towards it. Okay. Some other groups are there that will release electron towards it. Okay. So that is what the inductive effect is related to the substituents. It either withdraw or donate electron density to the attached carbon atom. So the withdraw, we already understand. Let us see some other substituents. substituents. Okay, electron withdrawing and electron releasing substituents, let us see. So there are two types of substituents: electron withdrawing substituents and electron donating substituents. Halogens, we understood: halogen, NO2, CN, COOH, COOR, OAR, OC6H5. All these group are electron withdrawing. It is dragging, all these group will drag electron CH3, CH2, CH2, NO2. So nitro group, whatever is present, it will be dragging electron towards that. Okay. But if alkyl group like methyl and ethyl group, they are usually electron releasing groups. So any alkyl groups are attached here, they have a tendency to release electron. Okay. So they are called electron donating groups. So some will attract the electron towards that and some will release the electron towards the bond. So there are two types: electron withdrawing and electron donating groups. Okay. Now let us see the resonance effect or resonance structure. What do you mean by resonance structure? You can see here, this is our benzene molecule. Okay, if I am going to draw this diagram, you will tell me that there are how many single bonds? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 single bond, and there are 1, 2, 3 double bonds. Okay, like that you will tell. If I am telling you this is the structure of benzene, this is benzene molecule. Okay, so but what we understood from the studies are there are single bond and double bond in it, right? So we have to, if we are checking its bond length, we will get the bond length for single bond and double bond, right? But if you are checking the bond length, what we are obtaining is, we are obtaining a bond length between a double bond and single bond. There is no bond which is exactly single, bond length which is exactly single and exactly double. But we are getting a bond length in between double bond and single bond. From that, what we understood is, this is not the structure of benzene. If this is the structure of benzene, we will get double bond and single bond length, but we are not getting that bond length. We are getting a bond length in between double and a single bond. So that leads to, so we were thinking this will be the structure. There will be two contributing structures like the double bond here and double bond here. That also we thought, but we are not getting exactly a single and double bond length. So what observation we found is, actually this is not the structure of benzene. This is not the structure of benzene. Actually, the structure of benzene is the hybrid of these two. So if you are taking the hybrid means intermix. So the structure of benzene we can explain like this: the double bond and single bond. The double bond is constantly rotating here so that it is not getting the bond length of a single bond length or double bond length, because it is in continuously rotating, continuously in resonance. So we are getting a resonance hybrid of these two structures when we are looking for benzene, and that structure is called a resonance structure, and which is having low energy. Okay, if you are comparing the energy of these two single structures and this structure is having low energy. So that decrease in energy between this structure and this structure, that is called a resonance energy. Okay. If you are checking other molecule also, if you see nitromethane, here also double bond and single bond is there, but it is not permanent. If you're checking the bond length, you can see that the NO bond length is in between double bond and single bond, because it is in continuously rotating, it is continuously resonating. So how we can write it? It is actually, the structure is the resonance hybrid of these two structure. Understand, like this. It is continuous. Double bond is moving here and here, here and here continuously, so that we will get a bond length in between single and a double bond. Okay. Now let us see resonance. So already we discussed what is resonance hybrid. What is resonance hybrid? The energy of actual structure of a molecule, that is resonance hybrid, is lower than that of any canonical structure. Which are the canonical structures? These two are the contributing structure. This is called a canonical structures. Okay, so these structures, in between the structure, or it is the hybrid of these two structures. The difference in energy between the actual structure, that is the resonance hybrid, and the lowest energy resonance structure, the difference in energy between the actual structure that we represented now, benzene structure and the resonance structure, that is called a resonance stabilization energy, or simply the resonance energy. And more the number of, so as the number of contributing structures or the resonance structures, I will tell you. So if we are considering benzene, we understood that there are two structures. Okay, so these are called contributing structures. If the number of these contributing structures increases, what will happen? The stability of the molecule also will increase. Okay. Now let us discuss about the rules which is applying to write the resonance structures. The resonance structures have the same position of nucleus. There will not be any change in the nucleus. There will not be any change in the number of electron, paired electron. All must be same in all contributing structures. Okay. Among the resonance structures, the one which has more number of covalent bonds. Okay. There are more number of covalent bonds. All the atomic activity of electron and less separation of opposite charges. There will be separation of charges also sometime. We will see that. So if less separation of charges and more dispersal of charge, more atom the charges are, upon more atom if the charges are dispersing, that will be the more stable structure. Okay, so this point is very important, which will be the more stable structure. Okay. Now, what is resonance effect? The resonance effect, this is the second effect. We were discussing the inductive effect, that is first effect. In order to understand resonance effect, we learned what is resonance. Resonance means if you are representing two contributing structures that are not the actual structure, it is the resonance hybrid. It is the hybrid of these two contributing structures. That is called, because of resonance, we are getting these two contributing structures. Okay, so that is called, now let us see about resonance effect. Okay, the resonance effect is defined as the polarity produced in the molecule by the interaction of two pi bonds, either by the interaction of the polarity introduced in the molecule. In inductive effect, polarity introduced because of the electron withdrawing or electron donating group. Okay, so here the polarity is introduced by interaction of two pi bond, or a pi bond and a lone pair of electron. Okay, so let us see what is that. There are two types of resonance effect, plus R effect and minus R effect. So what do you mean by positive resonance? If the transfer of electron is away from the atom or the substituent, that is called a plus R effect. Conjugate system means alternate double and single bond should be there. That is called a conjugate system. So if the transfer of electron is away from the atom or substituent, then it is called a plus R effect. Okay, let us see one example for plus R effect. Look here. Here what happened, this resonance drawing resonance structure is very important. Okay, so here we can see that NH2 is having a lone pair, so that is giving that to the ring, so it is moving away from the atom. The lone pair is moving away from the atom, so that is why it is called a plus R effect. So how we will draw the contributing structures, I will show you. First we have to draw like this. So NH2. Okay, so only this molecule, we cannot use this only molecule to describe what this aniline. So what we are doing, we have a lot of contributing structures. That is what we are going to draw. In benzene, there was only two contributing structures. Here you see more contributing structures are there. So it is more stable, right? So let us see what is happening here. This NH2 lone pair is giving here. So one is bond pair, lone pair to bond. So it is giving to the bond. Next is bond to the atom. So here from atom to bond, and next step is bond to atom. Understand? Okay. So how it will be? It will be like, you know, here double bond will come because this is shifting to this place. And then you will get a negative charge here because this bond is shifted to this atom, and the rest are same, and the nitrogen atom is going to get a plus charge because, what is the reason? Because it is shifting electron towards this bond. Okay, next is again this Instead of lone pair, negative charge here, negative charge to the bond and from bond to the atom. Okay, so what we will get is double bond, NH2 plus. Here a bond will come, here a negative charge will come, here a bond will come. Next, again, negative charge to the bond and bond to the atom. So we will get double bond. We will get like here one bond, and here negative charge, and here NH2 plus. And the last step is this negative charge to the bond and this bond to the atom. So we are going to get the same structure. The lone pair will come back. Okay, so this is called a resonance structures. Okay, and this is called a Pulsar effect because the lone pair is moving, negative charge is moving away from the atom. Okay. Now let us see the inductive effect. Negative resonance effect. What do you mean by negative resonance effect? Negative resonance effect means the charge will be transferring towards the atom. This effect is observed when the transfer of electron is towards the atom. Okay, so let us see that. So this is the example. In this particular example, you can see that the bond from here, it is shifting to the nitrogen and this to this oxygen atom. Okay, so this type of resonance, opposite of a plus R effect is minus R effect. Okay, because it is towards the atom. So look here, actually, this bond, it is starting from here. The bond is shifting to this. The double bond is shifting to this bond, and this double bond is shifting to the atom. So negative. Now next is what this will be shifting. Okay, this double bond is shifting to this position. Since the electron is displacing from here, it is getting a positive charge. Okay, so if you are shifting a double bond towards this position, this negative positive charge will cancel there. Negative and positive together is coming, right? And then here we will get a positive charge. Again to that positive charge, again one bond will shift here. In this particular position, it is shifting, and what will happen? It is shifting from here to here, then the positive charge will be dispersed. So what is happening actually here? The dispersal of the positive charge on different atoms. So these two are called ortho position. So two ortho position and one para position, the positive charge is dispersing here. Understand? Okay, that is about minus I effect and minus R and plus R effect. Now let us see what is electromeric effect. This is a temporary effect. The last two were permanent effect, and this one is called a temporary effect because it will take place only in the presence of an attacking reagent. If you eliminate the attacking reagent, if the attacking reagent is not there, this effect won't be there. Okay, the organic compound having a multiple bond show this effect. So what are the things? It's a temporary effect. Organic molecule having multiple bond only will show this electromeric effect, and in the presence of an attacking reagent only this will take place. Okay. Now, what is the definition? It is the defined as a complete transfer of a shared pair of pi electron to one of the atom joined by a multiple bond on the demand of an attacking reagent. Okay. So what is happening here? Transfer of a shared pair of pi electron to one of the atom. Okay. Joined by a multiple bond. Okay, so let us see that, then only you'll understand. So here there are two type of, here also there are two type of effect, a positive electromeric effect and a negative electromeric effect. If you see plus C effect, what is happening? Let us see. This is the attacking reagent. Whenever the attacking reagent is coming, see positive is here, so that the bond will be shifting to this place. Then only there will be attraction towards the positive, right? So if the shared pair of electron is shifting in the effect of, in this effect, the pi electron of multiple bond are transferred to that atom to which the reagent get attached. So H plus is going to attach here, right? Because the double bond is shifting to this, so that it is getting a negative. So the attacking reagent is attaching on this. So when the attacking reagent is attaching on this, before that, this has to be negative, right? So in order to become negative, the double bond will be shifting to this atom. So it becomes negative. So that if the attacking reagent is attacking to this atom, and that on that atom, the electrons are displaced, then or the bonds are displaced, then that effect is called a plus effect. So the pi electron is moving to which atom? The atom on which the H plus ion is going to attack. So that is called a positive electromeric effect. If this is a negatively charged attacking reagent, right? Positively charged attacking reagent is called a electrophiles. Okay, so this is electrophile because we already learned it must be either positively charged or electron deficient. It has a tendency to love electron. That is why it is called electrophile. So this is nucleophile. So the attacking reagent here is nucleophile. So whenever the attacking reagent is coming, if the electron is shifting to this is getting a negative charge, right? Since it is getting a negative charge, negative will not move to this position. It will be moving to the adjacent position where it is positive. Okay. So it will be moving to this position because it is positive. So that is called, if the attacking reagent is moving to the atom, adjacent to the atom which is shifting to it, in which the shifting is taking place, that is called a negative electromeric effect. What it is? In this effect, the pi electron of multiple bond are transferred to that atom to which the attacking reagent does not get attached. So the attacking reagent is attaching on this carbon, the electron are moving to the another atom. Understand? That is called a what? Minus E effect. Okay. Now, when inductive effect and electromeric effect operate in opposite directions, suppose the electromeric effect. So already in the first inductive effect itself, we learned that inductive effect is weak compared to electromeric effect. Okay. So that if inductive effect and electromeric effect together is coming, if they have an opposite effect, so who will be winning here? Electromeric effect, because that is more compared to that of inductive effect. Now, another important electron transfer is called hyperconjugation. So what is hyperconjugation? The delocalization of sigma electrons of CH bond of an alkyl group directly attached to an atom of unsaturated system or to an atom with an unshared p orbital. Okay, that is called hyperconjugation. Hyperconjugation is also a permanent effect. Let us see how hyperconjugation will take place. So this is CH3 CH2 plus. Okay, the molecule is CH3 CH2 plus. So in this carbon atom CH3, this is the CH bond, right? CH bond. There is a sigma bond between carbon atom and hydrogen atom, and this is CH2 plus means this is which hybridization? CH2 plus means it is sp2 hybridization. So one p orbital is there. Okay, empty p orbital is there on this carbon atom. CH2 plus, we already learned carbocation is having sp2 hybridization. So there is one unhybridized p orbital on this. Okay, so already we discussed in the definition what we discussed. Delocalization of sigma electron of CH bond of an alkyl group directly attached to the atom of either unsaturated system or to an atom with an unshared p orbital. So here there is a p orbital, unshared p orbital is present, empty 2p orbital is present on this carbon atom. So this is CH bond. CH bond has a pair of electrons. So what is it actually? This is the delocalization of sigma electron. This is sigma electron. Okay, this sigma electron is delocalizing and it is going to what? That it is going to this this is going to this unpaired p orbital or the empty p orbital on this carbon atom. Okay, so let us see how this will be coming. Look at this is the CH3 CH2 plus. So if we are drawing the resonance structure, we can understand that this is CH3, right? So this is the sigma bond. This sigma bond is shifting to this carbon. Okay, this carbon is having an empty p orbital. Into that, this sigma bond is shifting. So what will happen there? the hydrogen will get a positive charge. There should not be any bond. Because of that, this is also called a no bond resonance. Okay. So this is one structure. In another structure, what can happen? Instead of this hydrogen move to this position. So no bond resonance here will happen. Okay. And it will get a positive charge dispersed on this hydrogen, and also this hydrogen. This bond also can shift. So this is called a no bond resonance. Okay. What is happening here? The sigma bond is shifting to the carbon atom which is having an empty p orbital here, okay, or it is in conjugation with a double bond. A double bond is not there here. We are discussing the case where there is an empty p orbital. That is the case of CH3CH2. So in CH3CH2 we have how many structures? 3 structures are possible. More the structure, more will be the resonance structure, more will be the stability. So if you have one CH3, what will happen? We have 3 contributing structures. Suppose you have CH3, CH plus. Okay, this is secondary carbocation, right? If it is secondary carbocation, these 3 hydrogen hyperconjugate, these 3 hydrogen also hyperconjugate. There will be a total of 6 resonance structures. So if you have tertiary, what will happen? CH3, C plus. Okay, so 3 plus 3 plus 3, 9 contributing structures are there. We already learned that tertiary is more stable than secondary. Secondary in turn is more stable than this. What is the reason for that? Because it is having 9 hyperconjugative structure. It is having 6. So what do you mean by hyperconjugative structure? The dispersal of positive charge is more here. Okay, it will be dispersing over 9 hydrogen atom. Here only with a 6 hydrogen atom. Here only 3. So this will be more stable than this, which in turn is more stable than this. Okay, so that's all. So we have learned the reason why the carbocation is having, tertiary carbocation is having more stability. Okay. Now, let us see. This is another case in which double bond is present already. Okay. So how the no bond resonance will happen here? So we have discussed the empty p orbitals are present, how it is. And this is the case of double bond. So here, what will happen is this sigma bond will be shifting to this position, and this double bond will be shifting to this carbon atom and become negative. So this will contribute how many structure? 1, 2, 3 CH3 groups are there. So it will be contributing 3 hyperconjugative structure. Okay. This is the case when double bond is present. Okay. Now let us see the types of organic reaction. Only the simple basic we have to learn. These are the 8 types of organic reactions are there. Substitution reaction, addition reaction, elimination, rearrangement, condensation, isomerization, pericyclic, and polymerization. Let us see what is substitution. From the name itself, you know what is substituent teachers, right? In place of one teacher, another teacher is coming, then it is called a substitution class, right? Like that, in place of one hydrogen, who will come? One chlorine will come. Okay, so this will result in substitution. So in place of this chlorine, see, hydrogen is going to the place of chlorine, chlorine is coming to the place of hydrogen. So this is an example for substitution. Substitution means in place of one atom, another atom will come. So from the reaction itself, we have to identify whether it is substitution or any other type. So substitution means from the place of one atom, another atom will be coming. Okay, now addition reaction. Addition reaction means completely a molecule will add to another molecule. So there is a double bond, right? So this double bond will break and this bromine will add on these 2 carbon atoms. Okay, that is called addition. Completely this bromine will be adding on this double bond. So that type of reaction is called addition reaction. For addition reaction, we don't have any byproduct. Okay, this is actually a combination reaction. These 2 bromine atom will add to both ends of the double bond by breaking the double bond. Okay, so that is called. Now elimination, from the name itself we can understand elimination reaction means the elimination of a molecule, okay, after the reaction. So look at this. If this in this reaction, if the reaction is taking place in the presence of ethanol, alcoholic sodium hydroxide, what will happen? this hydrogen and this chlorine will eliminate. Okay. And since it is eliminate opposite of addition reaction, addition reaction we were adding here atom, here we are eliminating atom from here and putting a double bond there. Okay. So plus HCl. So this will be the product. Yeah. That is called a elimination reaction. Now, next type of reaction is rearrangement reaction. From the name itself, we can easily understand only the rearrangement of atoms should be there. So what is happening? This double bond, this hydrogen will be shifting to this oxygen atom. Okay, so this double bond here, the double bond will be moving towards this and it will be getting a negative charge, and this bond will break and add up here. Okay, that is why this may convert into this and this may convert into this. Okay, so that is called a rearrangement reaction. Okay, and next reaction is called condensation. Condensation means, especially if water is eliminating, that reaction is called a condensation. If water only is eliminating. So in this particular reaction, you can see that water, H and OH from this side is eliminating and forming a bond between these two atoms. So that type of reaction is called condensation reaction. And next is isomerization. In isomerization reaction, what will happen during the reaction, an isomer of this compound will be formed. So butane and a 2-methyl propane both are isomer. So after the reaction, we'll get an isomer of the original reactant. Okay. And pericyclic reaction means only rearrangement of the double bond, and we will get, if you are using a heat, this will rearrange here, this will go here, right? How it will be? This will be moving to this side, this will be moving to this side, only rearrangement of double bond, right? And then we are going to get this molecule or this molecule that if you are using light, you will get it. This both are pointing towards us in this particular case. If you are using light, one is pointing towards us, one is pointing away from us. Like that, we will get this is CH3 group. Okay, like that, we will get a product. And next is polymerization reaction. That is also very easy. Polymerization means what will happen? This a lot of molecules join together to form a big molecule. Okay, so actually these are the molecules which are joining. So these are called what? These small molecules joined are called a monomer. So when monomer join together, we'll get a polymer. So they will add together, double bond break, and what is happening? They will add together and we will get a big molecule that is called a polymer. That this particular reaction is called a polymerization. That's all. Thank you.